A'ja Wilson just went through the most humiliating stretch of her entire basketball career. The four-time WNBA MVP didn't just get overlooked, she was straight up left off Team USA's December training camp roster. And the part that sent her completely over the edge? Angel. Reese, yes, the same player critics say still struggles to finish routine shots somehow, made the list while Wilson didn't. Wilson's reaction? A full-blown public meltdown that perfectly exposes the one flaw she's never been able to hide. Her game depends on referee treatment she'll never get once she leaves the WNBA. And now she's directing all that frustration at Angel Reese. The attitude she's been able to get away with in the league finally came back to bite her. This gets wild, so stick around. And before we go deeper, drop your pick in the comments. Who should be on Team USA, A'ja Wilson or Angel Reese? For years, A'ja Wilson looked like a guaranteed Team USA lock. 4 MVPs, championships, a resume that practically begged for an automatic invitation. She's been embedded in the Team USA system forever. The formula was simple: dominate the WNBA, get the call. It always worked. Until now. When the December training camp roster was announced by newly appointed managing game director Sue Bird, Wilson pulled up the list expecting to see her name. She checked once, twice, 3 times. Nothing. The most decorated player in the league didn't get so much as an invite. No explanation, no courtesy call, just silence. USA basketball moved forward like A'ja had suddenly become irrelevant. Wilson's first reaction was shock. How do you leave out someone with her resume? She assumed her international experience alone guaranteed her spot, but USA basketball clearly saw something she didn't. And here's where things get uncomfortable. Wilson's entire WNBA dominance is built on a system that doesn't exist in international play. In the WNBA, she knows exactly how to work the whistle, which refs give her leeway, when to complain, when to exaggerate contact, and how to push the line without crossing it. The league's officials are familiar with her game, and she benefits heavily from that familiarity. International refs, they don't care about any of that. They don't know her. They don't care about her awards. They're not giving her special treatment just because she's A'ja Wilson. And without that safety net, her game changes drastically. You see this every time she plays outside the WNBA bubble. She attacks the basket, expecting play automatic calls she never gets. When the whistle stays silent, she immediately turns to the officials like they owe her something. That fly trap works in Vegas, but it falls apart when she's actually facing refs who call everything straight, take away the favorable whistles, and suddenly Wilson's entire offensive rhythm collapses. Her post moves look predictable. Her drives lose force. Her scoring shrinks. International refs don't bend. And without officiating on her side, the cracks in her game become hard to ignore. Team USA's selection committee noticed too. They've watched her struggle overseas before. They know her playstyle doesn't translate the way fans assume. They realized Wilson's WNBA success depends heavily on referee protection, something she simply won't get internationally. So they made a strategic decision: pick players who can adjust, who don't rely on whistles, who produce regardless of who's holding the whistle. Wilson didn't meet that standard, and that's not the only reason she was passed over. Team USA is shifting away from players who bring unnecessary drama, public complaints, and emotional chaos. Wilson's history of stirring up controversy, calling out officiating, and manipulating media narratives doesn't fit the culture Sue Bird is trying to build. Add all of that together, and suddenly the picture becomes clear. A'ja Wilson wasn't just snubbed, she was phased out. Team USA made one thing crystal clear: they're done with players who bring drama and expect special treatment. They want athletes who carry themselves with professionalism, composure, and a team-first mindset. And with this latest snub, they didn't just exclude A'ja Wilson, they effectively closed the book on her international career. Wilson isn't getting any younger, her style isn't adapting, her attitude hasn't shifted, and USA basketball just sent a brutal message. 4 MVP trophies mean absolutely nothing if your game falls apart without favorable officiating. The part that probably hits Wilson the hardest, she still can't figure out why she was cut in the first place. She spent years soaking in star-level whistles and league-wide benefit of the doubt, to the point that she doesn't even realize how dependent she's become on outside help to look dominant. Team USA just put that reality in her face. But what makes this even more wild is who did get an invitation. Angel Reese, yes, that Angel Reese is headed to the December training camp. The same player who's finishing inside 5 feet looks shakier than most high schoolers. There's a reason. Basketball insiders jokingly call her the bricklayer. Her close-range misses are legendary in this point. We're talking wide-open putbacks and uncontested layups that any college freshman should make without thinking, and she still finds a way to clank them. Her numbers around the rim look less like a pro athlete and more like a weekend rec league participant. That's how bad it is. So how on earth does a player known for bricking layups get a spot over a 4-time MVP? Simple. When you factor in Wilson's reputation, suddenly USA Basketball's logic becomes easier to understand. Because here's the uncomfortable truth, Reese pads stats better than anyone. Those big, rebounding numbers. They aren't coming from dominance, they're coming from 10 self-manufactured opportunities. Reese routinely blows easy shots on purpose just to grab her own rebound. She'll pass up an uncontested layup for a tougher angle that sets up a second chance board. Analysts have pointed this out for years. She's gaming the system under the disguise of hustle. Real basketball fans know the difference between genuine effort and orchestrated stat inflation. And when she's not padding numbers, she's padding her brand. Reese's marketing machine is massive, flashy campaigns, social media theatrics, and carefully crafted controversy. Her "I'm in your city" tour had huge online engagement, but zero reflection in her on-court growth. She's built a spotlight around drama, not basketball excellence. Her attempts to create rivalries and storylines feel forced because they don't come from her. Performance, they come from strategy meetings and TikTok clips. Fans who actually follow the game see right through it. Meanwhile, the athletes who earned their spots didn't do it through branding or drama. They worked on their craft. They improved actual basketball skills. They showed coaches they could win, not trend. That's why their invitations make sense. And this is where the absurdity reaches its peak. Angel Reese, a player who still can't make routine layups consistently, is getting a shot with Team USA, while A'ja Wilson, a 4-time MVP, is sitting at home. No matter how you slice it, that's humiliating. Reese's inclusion is the final painful slap across Wilson's legacy. Getting passed over for someone with glaring fundamental weaknesses sends a message louder than any press. Release. USA Basketball would rather invest in a raw, inconsistent player like Angel Reese than deal with prospects. A'ja Wilson's attitude, officiating dependence, and refusal to evolve. For Wilson, there's no worse insult. USA Basketball's latest move makes their priorities impossible to ignore. They're no longer chasing big names or stacking resumes. They're investing in players who are coachable, team-focused, and free from constant drama. Angel Reese may have major flaws in her game, especially as a finisher, but she doesn't bring the baggage A'ja Wilson has carried for years. In their eyes, the future matters more than past accomplishments. And in that equation, Wilson ended up on the outside looking in. And then Wilson's reaction hit the internet, which only confirmed exactly why she didn't make the cut. Instead of responding with humility or professionalism, she immediately jumped onto social media, firing off passive-aggressive jabs. Her posts revolved around her trophies, her rings, her resume, not once acknowledging the team, the program, or even the possibility that she needed to improve. It was all about what she deserved. Her timeline turned into a masterclass in ego-driven meltdown. Wilson flexed her 4 MVPs like they were some sort of admission ticket the committee forgot to scan. She fired off cryptic shots at the selection process without naming anyone directly, but the message was obvious. She wanted the world to know she felt cheated. But here's the thing, real leaders don't handle setbacks like that. When great players get cut, they stay quiet, get back in the gym, and work on the weaknesses that held them back. Wilson didn't do any of that. She didn't mention growth. She didn't talk about adjusting her game for international play. She didn't even pretend to take accountability. It was pure entitlement from start to finish. And honestly, it fits perfectly with the reputation she's built in the WNBA. For years, Wilson has been known for complaining every time officiating doesn't favor her. She uses interviews to slip in veiled shots at refs or league decisions. Even her supportive comments about teammates often come with backhanded undertones. Her ego constantly puts her at odds with the Team First Culture Championship programs rely on. She needs the spotlight. She needs the credit when things go right. And when her team loses, she's lightning fast at shifting the blame. That mentality simply doesn't work in international basketball, where players have to sacrifice recognition for the sake of the team. The ones who thrive overseas handle disappointment quietly and push themselves harder. They don't use their social media pages as complaint, billboards. Wilson showed the exact opposite. Her behavior after the snub validated every concern the committee had. Team chemistry matters far more than raw talent at the international level, and Wilson proved she would be a constant source of friction. She can't separate her personal frustrations from the team's mission. This is a pattern, not an accident. Wilson relies heavily on external validation, friendly whistles, glowing media praise, automatic selections. Remove those safety nets and her confidence collapses. International basketball offers none of that. There's no guaranteed spotlight, no ref favoritism, and no promises based on past accolades. Her meltdown revealed a lack of mental toughness when facing real adversity. Representing your country means dealing with enormous pressure while staying composed. Wilson showed she falls apart the moment things don't align with her expectations. Her reaction made it clear. She wants the prestige of the USA jersey, not the responsibility that comes with earning it. She expects her past to carry her instead of adapting, evolving, and proving her value in the present. And that's why the final blow was delivered by Wilson herself. USA Basketball didn't need to question their decision. After watching her response, she confirmed it. Her public tantrum showed exactly the kind of energy she would bring into the locker room. They chose culture, chemistry, and character over accolades and ego. And for A'ja Wilson, that was the moment the door officially closed. USA Basketball made it clear with this selection cycle. They want players who carry themselves with class, no matter the circumstances. A'ja Wilson's social media spiral showed she doesn't meet even the basic standard of composure required for international play. Her meltdown became the exact reminder of why character outweighs stat sheets when you're building a Belgian 10 championship roster. While Wilson is online throwing fits and Angel Reese is padding her rebounding totals, USA Basketball has shifted its focus to something far more valuable, a new generation of genuinely elite talent. These rising stars bring everything the old guard lacked: real skill, selflessness, and natural leadership that doesn't rely on manufactured drama to stay relevant. At the forefront of this evolution is Caitlin Clark, the most authentic superstar women's basketball has seen in years. Clark doesn't need favorable whistles or cheap stat tricks to dominate. She takes over arenas with pure skill, competitiveness, and a historic impact that's already reshaping the sport. Her rookie season alone boosted WNBA merchandise sales by over 500%. She generated $36 million for Indianapolis, not through social media theatrics, but through world-class basketball. Clark isn't chasing attention, attention chases her. Fans travel across states just to watch her play. Kids wear her jersey to school. Families plan entire trips around her games. She built her following the right way through brilliance, not controversy. Right beside her is Aaliyah Boston, forming one of the most promising duos USA Basketball has seen in years. Boston brings elite defensive instincts, poise, and a fundamentally sound game that translates perfectly to the international stage. She doesn't rely on special treatment, she relies on skill. Boston and Clark elevate each other naturally, the exact type of chemistry Team USA needs. Then there's Paige Buchers, another cornerstone of this rising era. Buchers already has a history of success with USA Basketball at the junior level and understands what it takes to win internationally. She combines elite talent with a calm, mentally tough demeanor, the opposite of Wilson's online meltdowns. Juju Watkins, even working her way back from an ACL injury, is still a major part of this future. Her junior team gold medals, basketball IQ, and competitive maturity make her exactly the kind of player USA Basketball wants long term. These are athletes who already know what global buys. Basketball demands because they've thrived in it. And the authenticity of this new wave completely exposes the manufactured branding attempts. From Wilson and Reese, Clark's Nike deals and cross-sport appeal weren't forced brands. Chase her because she represents real excellence. She doesn't need to fake rivalries, stir drama, or create viral stunts. Her game speaks loud enough. This young core brings fans in because the basketball is exciting. Not controversy, not drama, not stat manipulation, just elite competitive play. The 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics will look drastically different and better with this drama-free nucleus leading the program. Instead of spending energy putting out fires caused by egos and online tantrums, Team USA can finally focus on preparation, chemistry, and global dominance. With Kara Lawson as the new head coach and Stephanie White assisting as a court coach, the staff finally gets to work with players who care about winning more than personal spotlight. The culture shifts from chaos to sustainability, from entitlement to accountability, from controversy to excellence. USA Basketball's youth movement is a complete philosophical reset. They're choosing character over fame, international adaptability over domestic headlines, real skill over referee-dependent dominance. The future now belongs to players who can actually make shots, lead with integrity, and elevate everyone around them. Wilson's meltdown and Reese's stat-padding antics are relics of an era. The program is ready to move past. A four-time MVP losing her spot to a player who struggles to finish layups should sound impossible, but Wilson's behavior and reliance on favorable whistles made it unavoidable. Team USA chose potential over pettiness, skill over spectacle, future over frustration. Caitlin Clark and her generation embody everything Wilson and Reese are not. Authentic talent, true leadership, team-first mentality, basketball excellence that speaks for itself. This new era gives fans a reason to be genuinely excited again. Let us know in the comments who deserves the Team USA spot more, A'ja Wilson or Angel. Reese? Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Click the video on your screen, and we'll see you in the next one.